For this particular morning meditation, I was just thinking about if I were to give it a title, it would be "Walk It Out." You know, when we, at different junctures in our life, there's a weirdness that sets in for situation. There's a weirdness over adverse circumstances, negative situations, a weariness that sets in from you always seeming to get the short end of the stick. And sometimes when those of us who ascribe to faith in God, that there are literally times where we have to trust God and just walk it out. The old choir used to sing the song, "You Can Depend on God." And I think that's a great rallying cry for so many of us, because we're living in a day now where we fight so many battles in our own strength. We trust our own mental acumen because our IQ is over 100 plus. We trust, or 120 plus, 150 plus Mensa. We're trusting in our own strength too often when we're called, when the Holy Read says that it's in Him that we live, in Him that we move, and in Him that we have our being. That, we have so many moments where we're perplexed, so many moments where we're tried by circumstances. But I submit to you, child of God, that this is a season where you're going to have to literally walk it out. Scriptures declare in the book of Isaiah, God says that I declare the end from the beginning. That God's already spoken your end. He's already spoken your victorious end before you even started the walk. You got to trust Him. And God says He's the Alpha and the Omega. So on your journey, on your walk of faith, while you're doing, as the world used to say, walking it out, you got the man that started it all, and you got the man that finished it all. So all you got to do is walk it out. Ted and Sherry several years back had a great song. It was like, he starts it, he finishes it, but you got to work the middle. Many times in the things of God, you're going to have to walk things out. God's going to command you to walk it out. And even in this rough season, even in this trying time in your personal life, in your personal affairs, sometimes even in your personal health and finances, God's calling you to walk it out. Hebrews 11:6, the scriptures declare, without faith it is impossible to please God, for he that cometh to God must believe that He is, and that He is a rewarder of those that diligently seek Him. I like that, diligently seek Him. You're not just seeking Him with a passing fancy. You're seeking Him with zest. You're seeking Him with zing. You're fervent with your seeking of Him. You're literally walking it out. And I submit to you, I speak that word over your life. And we're sitting here today's day. We're in the latter part of the month of October, in the last minutes of the last quarter of the year. Time is passing by. 2015, when it was coming in, we approached this year with so much great anticipation, but somewhere around March, somewhere around April, things started to be trying. Then the summer came, we start to sink, and now with the onset of fall and moving towards winter, some of us are literally drowning and literally left for dead. But I submit to you that if you're bold enough to walk it out, that God's going to send your way a notable November and a destiny-defining December, if you trust Him to walk it out. Your faith in God isn't exhibited when you're on top of the mountaintop. Your faith in God most often is exhibited when you walk it out. 2 Corinthians, Paul writing to the church at Corinth in 2 Corinthians 5:7, Paul said, "For we walk by faith and not by sight." Everybody can talk faith. Everybody can speak faith. We got faith on our bumper stickers, faith on our plates. But your faith, James said, the faith without works is dead. Your faith is never on better display. Your faith is never better defined than the seasons and times in your life when you're bold enough to walk it out. And I'm submitting to you, child of God, that your walk of faith will be blessed. Your walk of faith will not see your labor in vain. You've been faithful over a few things and kept walking. God's about to make you ruler over many. Your due season is coming because you didn't weary in well doing. You're going to reap because you were bold enough to walk it out. My word to you all over Facebook land on today, if you're a believer, if you're a seeker, if you're adherent to the things of God, that we can all talk faith all day long. We can put it as our banner. We can put it as, you can send out faith inspirations on a daily basis. But your faith is never better defined. Your faith is never comprehended. Your faith is never put on its maximum display. Your faith never reaches its zenith, its apogee, its pinnacle, its climax. And when you have the boldness and intestinal fortitude, resolve, zeal, to be bold enough to walk it out. I speak that word over your life, that you walk it out, your walk won't be in vain. If you walk it out, determined to walk by faith and not by sight, you're not going to be a man or a woman that's just taking a walk. God's going to bless your walking out. He's at both ends of the spectrum. He starts it, he finishes it. If you really trust him, you'll trust him and walk it out. That's why he said in the Holy Writ that every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto thee. And most of us don't possess more. Most of us are not being given more because we don't have the boldness to take the steps of faith and be bold enough to walk it out. My word to you, my brother, my sister, all over Facebook land, all over social media and YouTube when this one will be posted, is have the boldness on today. You talk faith all day long. Let's see you walk it out. If you walk it out, cancer will be healed in your body. If you have the boldness to walk it out, your finances may be resurrected. If you have the boldness to walk it out, trust God with the finish line. Trust God with the end of this matter. Trust God to bring you out victoriously. But on today, more than anything, have the zeal, the determination, the undeniable fortitude and zest to be not just talk faith, but on today to start walking it out. God bless you. One more meditation.